Hello YouTube, this is Camo Kid 1SS with his Satsu 5 filming, and today we just got in our new Desperados from Cold Steel. They're having a special right now for Christmas. You can get them for about 30 bucks, and we just got them in the mail. We're going to test the sharpness and piercing power, but before we do that I want to show you a little sheath that comes in. It's kind of like my Steel Tiger sheath. And you just put it in like that. It's pretty snug. And you put it on your waistline however you want. Tuck it in like that, and as you can see, it's pretty concealed like that. If you know what that is, then you could probably make it out, but most people don't know, and it really doesn't do that unless I move in an unnatural position like that. And
so no footprinting.
Yeah, no footprinting. So now we're going to do we're going to do a cut test with an empty bottle, and then we'll try our new piercing test that we made up. Fully serrated, brand new out of the box. That was easy as expected. Serrations, they go through the empty water bottles a little bit easier than straight edge does, especially if they're new like this. Sub-Zero quench 420 still. And now let's try the piercing point, see if that does anything. And I didn't pierce it that time. Try one more time. There we go. And as you can see, that's about how far it went in, which is about an inch, maybe a little less than an inch. I guess I messed up that first time, but I'm impressed. 30 bucks. Go get you one, everybody, while they're last. They discontinued them a few years ago, and I've always wanted one. I've seen them on eBay, and it really appealed to me. Well, that's our test. Thank you. Y'all have a nice day.
Satsu 5, I'm out.
Hi, I'm a Satsu 5, and this is my new knife from Cold Steel, the Desperado. And this is a discontinued knife model. It's been discontinued for a while, but every now and then Cold Steel will get an old knife design and put it in some kind of special for the 4th of July or Christmas, and that's where I got this. It was from the Special Projects Christmas sale, and I got it pretty much for $30. Me and my brother actually both got one, and it's two for $50. And I'm going to tell you some of my thoughts on it. As you've seen before in the cut test and piercing test of this knife, that this is a very, very aggressive knife. It cuts aggressively and it pierces aggressively, and it's pretty concealable too, despite its kind of awkward wheeled shape. But I'll get into those things a little bit later. This, like I said, this is the Cold Steel Desperado. Here's what the Secure X sheath looks like, and it has one pocket clip. It's pretty stiff. If you're left-handed or right-handed, you're just going to have to get a little bit creative with it. They only put the clip on one side. You can either put it in like this on your right side, and or you could and draw it like a handgun, or you can put it in right here on your left side with the clip inside your pants or inside of your belt, and have a cross draw to it. And if you're a lefty, then you would have to let's see if I can show you. Put it on the inside of your pants or belt. On the outside of your pants and or a belt, and draw it like that, as opposed to being on the inside of your pants and or belt if you're a righty. First impressions of this knife were very good. When I grabbed it and held it, I was like, wow, why did they discontinue this knife? It's awesome. And you can see it has that egg-shaped craton handle, and when you hold it, it kind of resembles a push daggle. You don't hold it like this, like your normal push daggle, but when you hold it and you make a fist, it points exactly where your fist is pointing, which makes it for a good stavel. And also, since it has this really, kind of aggressively curved blade, or this S-shaped blade, that means when you cut stuff and you put it right here and you pull across, that inner hump pulls in your material, makes it a very good cuddle. Now, this is good. You've also seen this blade shape on the Vaquero series, which sadly they're discontinuing. If you like this knife and can't get a hold of it, try to get a Vaquero. And vice versa. If you can't get a hold of a Vaquero, try getting this. This is pretty much the fixed blade version of the Vaquero. I'll go over a few specs. It's a 5-inch blade. The blade is 4 millimeters thick. And if you're wondering how thick 4 millimeters is, you can either get you a ruler or get you 4 paper clips, straighten them out, and get 4 of those paper clip wires and put them side by side, and each one of those paper clip wires would be 1 millimeter when it's straight. So if you want to, that's just a kind of easy way to find out how big a millimeter is, but that is 4 millimeters. And it weighs about 4.5 ounces. The steel is 420 Sub-Zero quenched steel that's been bead blasted, and it has the cold steel serrations on it. Has a nice false edge that really makes it look very intimidating. There's no passing this off as an EDC blade. It's pretty obvious what this knife was intended for, and but overall it's extremely comfortable to carry as far as in your hand. There's no jipping on the back, which it really doesn't need it because of how the handle is shaped. Your hand grabs it, your finger goes in this choil right here, and then you grab it either on a Filipino grip or kind of as a hammer grip. Your hand's not going up. You're not going to slip up. That craton's real sticky, but it's not soft. A lot of craton, that's not really done that well, can get, kind of soft and, breakable. And sometimes, like on some of your medium-sized survival knives that you might baton with, and you bang on that craton, it'll kind of peel off of the tang. This is a very hard craton, but it still keeps the stickiness, and it's going to stay in your hand. This is a great slasher, very lively, and it's very easy to switch grips, even if you want to hold it like this raptor grip, I guess. That's kind of a since this is shaped funny, and I go into this Japanese kind of fist grip, it kind of reminds me of a barrel claw or something. But like I said, it's very easy to change your grip position. Very good for cutting rope or fibrous materials. And overall, I've been really happy with it. I have carried this on my side for about 2 days now, straight. I got this knife, this Saturday, and I carried it, no, I got it Monday. And I've carried it, all of the whole Monday afternoon and today, Tuesday. And you've seen in all cut test and piercing tests that this point does walk and this blade will cut. Now, a couple of criticisms for this particular blade. When we first got the knife and put it in the sheath, we were thinking, oh man, this is a really cool sheath. And we slid it in there, and it's a really this particular Securex sheath is real tight when you're pushing it in, and since it is a curved blade, you kind of start looking at it and you're like, well, am I putting it in backwards? But you're not. And you put it in and you grab it. It's real easy to get out, and you're like, wow, that's awesome. But then as we started carrying it, we noticed this little indentation right here, and just playing with it, putting it in, we noticed, well, we're not putting it in all the way. It didn't snap. So we put it in, it snaps in place, and now I pretty much guarantee you can't just pull it out. It's impossible. It's stuck in there. And that's why they have this little lip, and you're supposed to push that lip out and then retrieve the blade. Me and my brother both agree that it's a lot easier if you just put it in part of the way, like that. That way, if you have it clipped onto your pants, inside the waistband, you can draw it without drawing your knife sheath out with it. So you can have it though sitting in your pants. You can draw it, and the sheath won't come out. And that's without a belt. Putting it inside the waistband with the clip hanging out, without a belt for it to hang on to. Now, I have not tried this with the belt yet, but I will, and I'll probably annotate what happened. Well, I will annotate what happened. But if you put it in all the way without a belt inside the waistband, and you try pulling it out, it will draw the whole sheath out, and that's not cool. But I can safely tell you, if you just put it in part of the way where it just starts fitting snug, but it doesn't snap, it's not going to fall out. It does not budge. I mean, you can see that it plays a little bit because it's not in there all the way, but shaking up and down, it's not going to come out. Now, if I grabbed it like this and slung it, it could come out, but I can't imagine any everyday situation that would happen. And so anyways, me and my brother like kind of carrying it part ways in, not all the way snapped in, but just, barely in, and it's not going to fall out on you. But if you do decide to snap it in all the way, just make sure train and practice with it. Make sure you get your thumb, press it off to the side, and draw it out. Me and my brother are still debating if you can draw that out under stress with it snapped in all the way. And I would have to say my last sheath criticism, and that is all of my criticisms on this knife has to do with the sheath. And that is, since this is a curved blade and you draw it out, sometimes you have a tendency to cut the inside of the Securex sheath. Now, there is, well, I don't know if you can see that though, but there is a little black hair. It's not really hair, but it's, I don't know if you can see that right there, that little black squiggly line. See if I can catch it in the light. But that is actually part of the sheath. And this is a curved blade in a Securex sheath, and it's molded for this particular blade perfectly. Sometimes if you're trying to pull it out real fast, you'll cut the inside of the sheath, which one, isn't really good for your sheath, two, isn't really good for your blade because it's going to dull it. But overall, the actual knife itself is a great self-defense blade, very intimidating looking, and I don't have any problems with the blade itself, and I'm very confident that it can slice and dice with the best of them. I'm a Satsu 5. I hope you liked my review over the Cold Steel Desperado. If you can't find it on the secondary market, go on, well, first of all, go on Cold Steel's special products website, which is www.lt special projects, or www.ltspecpro, so specialpro.com, and it's a subdivision of Cold Steel. This is where they have their knives, but they're a little bit cheaper than the actual website. And until I believe it's January the 31st, if I can focus that in, but it's until January the 31st, all of these sales will be valid on that website. until they sell out of these discontinued knives. So hurry up quickly, get you one of these for about $30. I'm pretty positive you won't regret it. The only problems, like I said, was with the sheath, but the knife is awesome. If you can't get it on this Cold Steel website, look for it on secondary markets like forums or eBay. And then if you can't find that, the Vaquero is newly discontinued, so they're probably going to have a lot more of those. So, if you like that blade shape or design, try to pick you up one before they disappear on you. I'm Satsu 5. Hope y'all have a nice day, and I am out.